Many of you on this channel have been wanting to hear from Pip Hare on Medallia after she was dismasted in the race. We saw her looking so distraught afterwards when she had just rigged up the jury rig. Today, Dee Caffari spoke with Pip to find out how she was and had an interview with her, and most of the time we can just see her bobble hat, but when we do see her, we see her smiling again and already looking towards the future. So I really hope you enjoy this update from her.
Hey, beautiful.
Hey Dee, how are you?
I'm going to try really hard not to make you cry and not to cry myself, but I can tell you I'm sending you a massive virtual hug and there have been a lot of tears shed on your behalf.
Yeah, I think collectively we've probably all made the Southern Ocean a bit bigger. Yeah, it's awful.
I can only imagine, but everybody's concern is always for you as an individual. I'm not going to ask emotionally because I know where you're at, but physically, are you okay?
I'm absolutely fine, Dee. Like I'm really fine, and yeah, you know, I was remarkably quick to, you know, everything happened this split second, just a split second. The boat just, it took off, it landed. The noise was different. You know, I was sitting in my chair on deck, but it was the noise. You know, it was a quieter landing, oddly. And then I just looked up, and the rig was over the side, and everything was so quick. And then, kind of in 3 hours, I just went into automatic mode, and everything was cleared away. And then I had a jury rig up already, and I was sailing. And during those 3 hours, I was fine. I was absolutely fine. I was just working. And then the reality of everything just settles on you, and it's yeah, that's when you're not fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a talking woolly hat. Just drop your camera a bit, Pip, so I can see your face. That's better.
Sorry, well, I am a talking woolly hat, aren't I?
It's been a couple of days now, and as you say, the adrenaline's gone. You've dealt with it because we're good at dealing with stuff, but now you've got time and space. Are you managing to process it now?
Yes, I mean, it's a gradual thing though, but you know, I tell you what, I have been so busy today because I'm now trying to pimp my rig. My little brother challenged me to do 10 knots under a jury rig, which I don't think I'm going to manage, but I'll try. So I spent today just trying to reconfigure the geometry of the storm jib, and then in the cockpit here, look, you can see I'm sail making overnight tonight to try and make myself a try-sail. So yeah, I'm kind of, you know, keeping busy on that front, and then there's a lot of things to organise about arriving in Australia. So I've been in contact with those people. The people in Australia are just being so kind. So many people have offered help and support, and there's going to be, you know, I'm going to be met by people who will look out for me, which is incredible. So kind of there's, you know, lots to do. And then I guess, you know, in my down moments, I do have to process it. There's part of me that doesn't want to. I don't want to. It's such a massive loss. Everything. But I've got 2 weeks to get over that. So I don't make Australia too damp with my tears.
Oh, no, you're going to shed some tears, but it's obviously not the Christmas you had planned, but I'm sure Melbourne is planning one hell of a party when Medallia and Pip Hare arrive.
Well, I'm really hoping that I arrive. So it's going to be between Christmas and New Year, and I'm hoping that I do arrive before New Year, because I was thinking, what's worse than arriving before New Year is arriving on New Year's Day when everyone's partied out. Because that.
They will always have a party for you, Pip, don't you worry. So how have you rigged this jury rig? Explain to us what equipment you had left and how you've set it up.
Okay, so actually we can probably just go outside and I can give you a little bit of a look at it. So I salvaged my Windward outrigger straight away. So there, you can see it there. So effectively it's my Windward outrigger, and it's my backstay runner tails. and an extended tack line from the stem head. So basically I just kind of cut all the existing rigging down on the top of the outrigger, but left the structural loops in place, and I attached my shrouds to the structural loops, and then the foot, I basically put that here, I'll show you. So the foot down here, so normally the mast sits on there, and the deck spreaders go in these cups here, and I've just basically got the foot against one of those cups and a ratchet strap holding it onto the mast base. It took me 3 goes. Hoisting it was quite hard. It fell down a couple of times. But yeah, after 3 goes in place, the foot of the outrigger, it worked. So yeah, it's my first time. I've never done a jury rig before.
I'm impressed. You've impressed us all, Pip, with that one, how quickly you got it set up, and the good progress you've been making.
Yes, I know. Yeah, well, it's been a bit slow today. So yeah, I've done 135 miles, I think now, and today has been slow. But if I do my overnight activities, I'm hoping to be turbocharged by tomorrow. But the problem is in a couple of days' time, there's a front coming through, so that's going to be 35 knot northerlies. And I'm just hoping that won't just blow me all the way back to where I started from.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the weather because I was hoping you were going to get a nice, easy, high pressure to ease you into Melbourne nicely. But a front and wind from the north is far from ideal.
No, so I'm in a high pressure at the moment, and then there's two consecutive fronts coming over. But so long as I can kind of hold station during the fronts, during the northerlies, as long as I don't get pushed, I don't mind being pushed back south again. What I don't want to do though is end up going southwest, because that will make it harder to get to Melbourne. So long as I can hold station during the northerlies, then after them we've got some good strong easterlies, and I should be able to make 5 or 6 knots directly down the run line, or slightly to the east of the run line, then to give me a bit of safety room. So it's not too bad, and I should have, other than one day, I think it looks like I'm going to have breeze all the way, which is good.
I love the fact that you are just such a racer, that you are thinking about your boat speed and like how you can make the boat go faster, and you know, all of the strategies in place. I absolutely love it.
Well, I'm still using my routing software, and I reckon at the moment I'm doing 12% polars. But definitely on day one I was doing 20% polars, which I thought was pretty impressive.
Well, you can always tweak them once you learn how your new jury rig's set up, so that you can be opting for 100% most of the time.
Well, yeah, and my sail selection chart's quite easy at the moment, but I'm introducing a different element into that later. So yeah, I'll be fully pimped by the time I get to Melbourne.
Well, and I think just morale-wise, I can see, you know, in your face that actually by keeping busy and having targets like this, it's keeping your mind occupied. But I'm sure in those moments you're thinking, okay, how does Pip Hare come back from this, and what is Pip Hare 2025 going to look like for everyone?
Yeah, you're right, Dee, actually, and I did, you know, I think in the 24 hours after the dismasting, you know, that was definitely my lowest point, and I struggled to think about a comeback. You know, it all just seemed so hard, but you know, this is what we've achieved in the last 6 years, me and my team in the UK, getting to where we are with the Immoca fleet and stuff. I'm just not ready to let that go. I'm not ready to let that knowledge and experience go, and I just have such drive and passion for this sport, and I want to be better and I want to do better. And yeah, we're coming back in 2025. We're coming back without a doubt. Yeah.
Well, we had Bertrand Piccard on the show yesterday, and he said, and actually Zabi said when he finished in Cape Town, he said that every failure is the first step of the next success. And I think, Pip, you are embodying that.
Thank you. Feels a bit weird out here on my own, and you know, it is that word, isn't it? It's failure. It's a horrible word. It's a horrible word. And if I was talking to anybody else, I would say it's not a failure, you know, but when it's you, and yeah, and everything I'd hoped for, and the way the race was going, and it's just it's hard, Dee. It's the hardest thing. Yeah.
Well, it's a rig failure, but it's a Pip Hare growth of resilience and the next step on what's next. You are going, there's literally everybody with you the whole way there, and there's a lot of support and love for you. And it's just lovely to see you smile. It's lovely to be back in touch, and we will follow your slow boat to Melbourne, as you called it, and make sure you get there okay, Pip.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm actually going to really, I'm in contact with quite a lot of the other skippers anyway, and kind of just living the race vicariously through them. And I wish all of them all the best, and I really hope that every single person still on the track finishes that race. I really do.
Well, I know your sparring partners, Roman and Benjamin, were devastated that you're missing their little gang. They enjoyed your company, so their race is very different without you.
Yeah, they both sent me really, really lovely messages, and yeah, we were having a flipping brilliant race. It was awesome. They're great sailors. I was proud to be with them.
Well, you and Medallia are still on the top speed list, so you haven't lost that, and you definitely showed us what you've got. You have some pretty impressive stats, Pip, and we've just loved following you, so we're right behind you all the way and sending you lots of love.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you.
I felt really chuffed to speak to you today. Thanks very much, Pip.
Oh, it's really nice to be able to talk to you as well. It's a nice sign off. Yeah.
Hey,
And
you're not signing off, you're just pausing. It's just a press of pause.
It is. You're right. You're right. It really is. It is. Yeah.
And
thank you for that.
I will be a bit of a nag now and say, don't forget that you've got plenty of food on board. You need to look after yourself and make sure you eat and drink properly. I know you're not very good at that.
Yeah, you can join the queue of people who are telling me to eat and drink.
Your reputation precedes you.
I will. I'm going to have fish and potato tonight.
Cool. Well, lots of love, Pip. Thanks a lot for your time today.
Okay, bye, Dee. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Thank you very much for watching. The battle at the front of the Vendée Globe continues at an extraordinary way, with the top three continually changing position. We will bring you our regular update tomorrow on Thursday, and please do subscribe to our channel using the button down here. But if you want to see the latest news, take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com.